Giulia's love. In a small Italian town, where time seems to stand still, a young woman named Giulia lived a simple life, but one full of dreams and passions. She loved nature, art, and music, and spent hours exploring the countryside, feeling the rising sun and the wind in her hair. Giulia was a romantic soul, always seeking deep and meaningful connections with the people around her. She believed in love at first sight and dreamed of finding someone who shared her values and passions. But life is not always easy, and Giulia faced challenges and obstacles on her journey. She needed to find the strength to overcome the difficulties and move forward, even when the path seemed uncertain. And that's how Giulia met Leonardo, a charming and confident man who seemed to have all the answers. He was a stranger in town, but there was something in his smile that made her feel at ease. Night had fallen over the town, and the streets were empty. Giulia and Leonardo walked together, sharing stories and dreams, and feeling the connection grow between them. They spent hours talking, laughing, and getting to know each other. Giulia felt like she had found someone special, someone who understood and appreciated her. But as the night wore on, the shadows began to stir. Alessia, Giulia's best friend, watched from afar, feeling a pang of jealousy and distrust. She knew that Giulia was vulnerable, and that Leonardo seemed to have a secret hidden behind his smile. Alessia needed to protect her friend, but didn't know how. The next day, Giulia and Leonardo met at a charming cafe in town. They sat at a table, holding their cups of coffee and talking about their dreams and aspirations.
I've always wanted to travel the world, experience new cultures, and meet different people. Have you traveled a lot?
Yes, I've traveled a lot. I think it's important to experience new things and challenge yourself. But I also like to come back home and feel at peace.
As they walked through the park, Giulia and Leonardo continued to talk and get to know each other. They laughed and joked, feeling the connection between them grow.
I feel like I can be myself around you. You make me feel safe and supported.
I feel the same. I want to be with you and make you happy.
Alessia, why are you being so cold with me? I thought we were friends.
I'm just trying to protect you, Giulia. I don't trust this Leonardo guy.
Why not? He's a good and honest man. He makes me happy.
Marco, I need your help. I think Giulia is in danger.
What do you want me to do? I'm here to help.
As the night wore on, the shadows grew longer and darker. The city seemed to be whispering secrets, and Giulia was getting closer to the truth. She needed to find out what was going on before it was too late. The night was full of dangers, and Giulia was alone and vulnerable. The city was full of secrets and lies. Giulia needed to find the truth before she herself became a victim. She was getting closer to the truth, but danger was closing in. The night was full of surprises, and Giulia needed to be ready.
Leonardo, I need to know the truth. What's going on?
Giulia, I don't know if I can tell you. It's complicated.
The night was full of secrets and dangers. Giulia and Leonardo were on the edge of a cliff, and fate was closing in.
Leonardo, I can't wait anymore. I need to know the truth.
Giulia, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
The pain of betrayal still echoed in Giulia's mind, like a silent scream that couldn't find a voice to express the magnitude of her distress. Every step she took, every breath she made, seemed to remind her of what she had lost.
I thought our love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle, but now I wonder if it ever really existed. You deceived me in a way I never thought possible.
Giulia, please understand. I did what I did because I was lost, because I didn't know how to deal with my own demons. It wasn't easy for me either.
As the storm outside seemed to reflect the turmoil of emotions within her, Alessia found solace in Marco's calm and tranquil presence, an oasis of peace amidst the tempest.
I don't know how you manage to stay calm in these moments, Marco. You always seem to know what to say to calm me down.
Sometimes, it's just about listening and being present. The right words come naturally when you understand what the other person needs to hear.
In the morning silence, by the lake, Giulia and Alessia found a moment of reflection, a time to process the wounds of the past and look towards an uncertain but possibility-filled future.
Alessia, I feel like I'm at a crossroads, not knowing where to go. The path I've chosen so far hasn't brought me the happiness I was seeking.
Maybe it's time to reevaluate what really matters to you, Giulia. Sometimes, happiness is in places and people we don't imagine.
In a quiet coffee shop, away from the city's hustle and bustle, Leonardo and Marco met to discuss the past and the future, each carrying with them the scars of previous choices.
Marco, I know I can't undo what I've done, but I want to try to rebuild, learn from my mistakes, and be a better person.
The journey to redemption is long and hard, Leonardo. However, it's a path worth taking, not just for others, but also for yourself.
In the garden, under the warmth of the sun, Giulia and Alessia found a moment of peace, a time to reflect on the lessons learned and the dreams that still were to be achieved.
Alessia, I finally understood that true happiness comes from within. It doesn't depend on someone else, but on how we choose to live each day.
That's a big step, Giulia. Recognizing what really matters is the first step towards a more authentic and fulfilling life.
By the lake, as the sun set behind the mountains, Leonardo and Marco found a moment of serenity, a time to contemplate the beauty of nature and the complexity of human life.
Marco, I'm starting to understand that true strength comes from the ability to forgive and learn from mistakes.
Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, but it means freeing oneself from the weight of resentment. It's a difficult process, but necessary for growth.
Among the shelves of an old bookstore, Giulia and Alessia got lost in the pages of forgotten stories, finding in them reflections of their own journeys and lessons learned.
Alessia, I'm starting to see that each story, no matter how difficult, has its own value and message. Nothing is lost, everything is a lesson.
Exactly, Giulia. And it's this perspective that allows us to grow, allows us to see the beauty in scars, and teaches us not to be afraid of the unknown.
On a quiet mountain road, away from the city noise, Leonardo and Marco found a moment of introspection, a time to reflect on the choices made and the paths taken.
Marco, I think I'm finally on the right path. I'm learning to deal with my mistakes and be more honest with myself.
That's a big step, Leonardo. Honesty with oneself is the foundation for any true growth.
In the comfort of a cozy home, Giulia and Alessia found a feeling of peace and fulfillment, and understanding that life, with all its complexities and challenges, was a precious gift.
Alessia, I feel like I've finally found what I was looking for. A sense of belonging and purpose.
That's wonderful, Giulia. You've always had the potential to find your way. Now, it's just about moving forward, with wisdom and an open heart.
And so, with the sun setting over the ocean, Giulia looked out at the horizon, knowing that the future, although uncertain, was full of hope and possibilities. She had found her own voice, her own path, and was ready to face whatever came next.
I am at peace. I found my way, and I know that, no matter what happens, I'm ready to face any challenge that comes next.